Hello there, everybody. This is Force Favorite, your dear cleric, and welcome all to Tasting History with Max Miller's video on why did the chocolate bar ration of World War II taste terrible. Oh no, terrible chocolate. I thought this was gonna be good chocolate. Well, even bad chocolate can be pretty good at times, so we'll have to see what this is all about. Thank you, Kromke. So without further ado, let's get started.
This is the notorious D-ration from World War II,
D-ration?
a chocolate bar that was given to U.S. soldiers as an emergency ration. A chocolate bar that many claim was purposefully designed to taste terrible.
Oh, it's purposely
just exactly
designed for
how
it.
terrible did this chocolate bar taste?
Interesting.
Well, I am going to find out for myself by recreating the U.S.
Oh,
Army
look at
Field
that.
Ration D using the original formula.
See, cocoa
so thank
fat
you to
oat-
Bombas for
oat
sponsoring
flour?
this video as I
Okay,
make
that's
the
gonna be
D-bar.
interesting.
This time on Tasting History.
Maybe it's just supposed to be kind of like a shock to your systems, like, hey, don't get comfortable. You're still at war here, buddy.
Ever since I made my first World War II video here on the channel almost 4 years ago, I have wanted to try
4 years.
the D-ration. It is
Look at that.
the stuff of legend. But before it was actually known as the D-ration, it was called the Logan Bar. And it was
Logan, huh?
named after the man who spearheaded its creation, Captain, later Colonel, Paul Logan. He had been inspired by a previous ration from 1932 meant for the cavalry that was a 12-ounce chocolate bar made of just pretty much chocolate, sugar, and peanut butter.
Oh, that sounds
Absolutely
good, though.
delicious, but a complete failure as an emergency ration.
Yeah,
First, the
because
high
that's
fat
just
and
all
salt
sugar and
content made it
carbs.
So that whoever ate it became incredibly thirsty,
Oh.
and it went rancid in just a couple months.
Oof,
So with
yeah,
this
because
failure
of-
in mind,
because of the
Captain
cocoa
Logan,
fats.
while working for the Army's
I assume.
subsistence school in Chicago, began to develop a new
Subsistence school?
chocolate ration that would be portable, packed with calories, have a long shelf life, and wouldn't melt in the soldiers' pockets. Eventually, he turned to the chief chemist at the
Oh my God,
Hershey Company
Hershey's?
to help. His name was Samuel F. Hinkle, and he
Oh
was
my
the
God.
genius behind Hershey's syrup and the Mr. Good Bar.
syrup.
And according
Mr.
to
Good
the Hershey
Bar.
archive,
That one I
at
don't
very
know.
first
Memories are
meeting,
hella interesting
Logan
topics.
laid out all the
just observed from
specifications that he needed for this
I placed
bar,
during the communist
and he
occupation
threw
era.
one
Oh,
more thing
interesting.
in.
I actually
Since
have
it was supposed to be
received an
emergency ration,
MRE from
he
like
didn't
a
want the
friend in
soldiers
the army
eating
before.
it unless it
It's
was an
interesting.
actual emergency. And so he said that it should taste a little better than a boiled potato.
Boiled
And so
potato?
following those marching orders, Samuel Hinkle developed this recipe, which included
Sucrose.
chocolate, plain, sucrose, sugar, milk,
Yeah.
dry, powdered, skimmed, extra added cocoa fat, raw oat flour,
Raw oat
vanillin, which is the vanilla flavor,
Oh.
and later on they added thiamine hydrochloride, which is vitamin B1.
Vitamin
Since this
B1,
recipe
wow,
gives very
really?
specific quantities, I'm going to give it all in grams so you can weigh it out. So this will
Okay.
make 4 4-ounce bars. What you'll need is 160 grams of unsweetened chocolate,
Unsweetened white
160
baker's
grams of sugar, 70 grams of powdered non-fat milk, 30 grams cacao fat, also known as cocoa butter. You want to make sure to get food grade because a lot of the stuff that you can buy is meant for makeup. Then 20 grams
Meant
of
for
oat
makeup.
flour.
Oh, that's
this
funny.
is the key ingredient that makes it so
Yeah,
this
okay.
bar will not melt. A half gram of vanillin.
I guess so, probably.
This is vanillin powder. This is the kind of stuff that probably would have been used.
Look at those bags.
It's kind of expensive, kind of hard to find, so you can just use some vanilla if you want. And then about 1.8 grams or 1
It's a very
capsule of
surgical,
thiamine
like, medical
hydrochloride.
bag, scientific
Honestly,
bag
you do
there.
not need to add that. It's not going to really affect the flavor at all, and it was only added a little bit later on to prevent people from getting beriberi, which
Beriberi?
is a tropical condition
Oh.
that leads to a bunch of things, including hurt feet. It makes your feet
Yeah.
hurt when you walk.
Yeah,
What
that will
does
not be good.
make your feet hurt when you walk. In fact, makes them quite comfortable are the socks
Oh.
and sandals that I got from today's sponsor, Bombas. So I have gushed over the wonderful socks that I wear
Nice like
from
ad
Bombas,
section
but
here,
today
so
I am
we can
gushing
talk about
over the
some.
wonderful
That's
sandals
interesting.
that I get from
Berry.
them. Perfect
Yeah,
for
that'll be
summer or
not good to
Friday
have like a
scents.
feet
They're
hurting
light and
disease
cushiony without being too soft, and
when
they
you're
keep warm
marching
up.
around
So
all
I
the
can
time,
stand
you know.
for hours at a time in this
So
kitchen as
I guess it's good that
also
they
have great traction
decide
at the
to
bottom,
add
so
that
I
in.
can wear them outside
Oh,
as
it's
I
actually pretty
spend the
guarded.
entire summer doing everything I possibly can to stay out of the sun.
Nice.
But Bombas doesn't just focus
Fair
on
enough.
feet because they also have underwear. They
Also,
have
socks with
t-shirts.
sandals.
And
Hmm.
when you buy something from
Max, I
Bombas,
thought,
you are
I
doing
thought
so
you had
for
better
because for every
fashion
item
sense, but
purchased,
if it's for
they
the ad, I
donate
guess it
an
makes
item
sense.
to a shelter. And to date, they have donated over 200 million items, socks, t-shirts, and underwear to those in need.
Undergarments.
So whether it's socks, underwear, t-shirts, or if you just want to upgrade your shoe game, then do so
possible
with
condition to
Bombas. And right now, new
North
customers
Africa?
can
Yeah,
get 20%
I said they
off
said
of
it
their
was like
first
a
purchase
tropical
when they
thing,
use
so
my link in the description.
Makes sense.
bombas.com/tastinghistory,
It is pretty
and use my code
pretty near to the equator there,
tastinghistory20
so.
at checkout. That is bombas.com.
Again, I do not claim to know anything about like Europe or North Africa.
Insult, you D-bar. So once you have all of your ingredients ready, you're going to need to get a mold. I got this one off of eBay. As you can see, it's already been used by me. I got this off of eBay, but I've seen others online. This one is for the 4-ounce bar, which was the original standard. It's cut into 6 pieces. Later on, they also made a 2 and then 1-ounce bar, but the 4-ounce bar was the standard. Then for melting all of the chocolate and the ingredients, you're going to want to use a double boiler, or if you don't have that, a heat-proof bowl over some boiling water, because if you just put it right onto the stove, it's probably going to burn. So add the chocolate and the cacao fat to the upper pot of the
chocolate
double
is
boiler,
very temperamental apparently, I hear. So like you need to be very careful about how you handle it, or else it'll like shock up, I think.
Melt together, and then you can add the sugar and stir it in to let it melt. You want to get this as smooth as possible, because from here on out, nothing we add is going to help this texture at all. Next up is the powdered milk. I guess the idea here is to kind of make milk chocolate, but the fact that it is powdered and we're not rehydrating it makes it so it is not going to become fully rehydrated, and so really you're lucky if it's going to even mix with the other ingredients. This is when the mixture goes from smooth to kind of grainy, and it is only going to get worse when we add the next ingredient, the oat flour. Of all the ingredients, this is probably the one that has the most unpleasant effect on both flavor and texture. But at least according to one Marine in the South Pacific, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, only one Marine.
They had quite a bit of oatmeal in them, but they were all right. They were good. And I think that rather tepid response is exactly what Captain Logan was going for. Good enough to eat, but only good enough to eat. Now, after the oat flour, the only other things we're adding are the vanillin and the thiamine hydrochloride, neither of which is really large enough.
I wouldn't know. Like, I'm not too well versed.
Also, I've never used this crystallized vanillin, sometimes called vanillin. Either one is correct. I'm not sure exactly how much regular vanilla to use in comparison with this, but
I'm loving the subtitles. There's a
teaspoon.
They even shrug it.
Once everything is added, keep stirring for about 2 minutes just to make sure everything is well incorporated. Then take it off the heat and get your mold ready. And this is when I wish I had bought 4 of these molds, because doing them one at a time is going to take a very, very long time. But,
I can imagine, especially
2020. The thing is, when the Hershey company started making these, they were a little taken aback as well, because they were used to pouring chocolate into molds. But this is not really pourable, it's more of a paste. And so when the first major order of 90,000 bars came in 1937, they had to pack every single mold by hand. And so that's what I'm doing. So take a spatula and fill up the mold and level it off, and then you have to wait for the chocolate to cool. And FYI, it takes about 8 hours for the chocolate to cool into a hardened mass. So we're going to be here all day if we don't put it into the fridge. So I ended up putting it in the fridge, and it still took about an hour to harden up. And while the chocolate cools, make sure you are subscribed to Tasting History and hit the notification bell, because then you will get notifications as I release.
By that time, they probably did have like giant like refrigerators to cool off that stuff. Also, I love like little Ryko on the side there. I wonder what that has to do with anything, because
military rations, and not just of the U.S. I'm going to do Britain and Germany and the USSR and Japan, maybe Australia. Whoever I can find.
You can pick it up and start making a chocolate ball.
Rations. But we're going to start with the D-ration, and
depends
we will
on how like thick
answer the question of exactly why this bar was so notorious.
All right, let's learn a little bit.
After months of development and weeks of production, Captain Logan's new Logan Bar was ready for distribution. And in 1937 and 38, it was sent out to some of the more extreme climates of the world, to U.S. soldiers in the Philippines and Panama, Hawaii, and even on the Texas border. Eventually, some boxes even accompanied Admiral Richard E. Byrd on his 3rd expedition to Antarctica. And the trials were an absolute success. The Logan Bar did not melt. They kept people from starving during starvation exercises. And while nobody was complaining,
Yeah, so
the
Pacific,
taste
yeah.
was not good enough that anyone felt the need to eat it before they were supposed to.
I guess
And with
that
this
makes
success,
sense,
on
huh?
November 9th, 1938,
Just
the
good
U.S.
enough,
Army
you know?
adopted
Just
the
like,
Logan Bar as
do I
the
want to eat this?
primary
Not
emergency
really,
ration,
but if I
and
have
a year
to,
later
I'll
it was
do it.
designated as the U.S. Army Field Ration D.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate goes to war in D-ration.
Oh.
D-ration consists of 3 4-ounce bars of concentrated chocolate. Its
Concentrated
primary
chocolate.
purpose is to give sustenance to the armed forces in times of extreme duress, stress, and when out of touch with bases of supply for short periods of time. It is also
yes, my
planned
emergency
to give
chocolate
troops
bar.
extra energy when engaged in continuous combat, and regular eating time is not permitted.
Oof,
At
that
first, the
sucks.
bars were wrapped in aluminum foil, but very quickly after the war started, aluminum became scarce. There
Probably
was
for
also worry that just like
its
in
production?
World War I, the different combatants would begin using mustard gas and chlorine
Ooh,
gas.
yeah, that's
and
not
so
good.
to protect the ration from contamination, they switched to a waterproof cellophane wrapper. Then the
Okay.
chocolate was stored in waxed cardboard boxes on
Waxed
which was
cardboard.
printed the ingredients, the calories,
Eaten
600 per
slowly
bar,
in about
and
half an
instructions on
hour.
how they should be consumed. To be eaten slowly
Wow,
in about
okay.
a half hour. Though to hear one soldier tell of it, you would be lucky to be able to eat this in a half an hour. There's no way you could eat it in less than a half an hour, unless it was melted, and I don't know how you could melt it, but we were cold out there, winter cold, and you had a D-bar. It was hard as a rock, and you try to chew something, you can't. You can put it in your mouth and jaw on it a little bit
Jaw on
and
it,
get
just
a
like,
little bit of flavor,
"Ang, ang,
but
ang."
that's about it. It's tough. But it made you respect good home meals. Another, seemingly
Yeah.
more appetizing way of ingesting the stuff was also printed on the box,
Can't
saying
really, like,
can be
crunch on it.
dissolved by crumbling into a cup of boiling water if desired as a beverage.
So kind of
That's
making,
how William
I
Abel
guess,
consumed it when
sort
he was
of
in the European theater. In our
like
ration,
hot
one
chocolate.
of the bars of candy was hard chocolate, and what we would do, we would take our knife and shave it off into a canteen cup, put water in it, and it made the best hot chocolate you ever tasted. So we had that just about every day.
Aw,
Now, by the
that
time
sounds
the
nice.
U.S. actually entered the war, the Hershey Company had figured out a way to automate molding these chocolates so that they were able to make 100,000 units per day.
Damn.
And by the end of the war, they were making 24 million per week. But they were not the only ones making them. Other chocolate companies came in and produced the same bar with slight variations to the recipe.
Cook Chocolate
One
Company.
variation was in its size.
Col-
because
Kohler.
while it began as a 4-ounce bar,
Swiss-
2-ounce
just
bars
Swiss
were also
chocolate.
made, and
Oh,
those
hey,
would be
Nestle's.
included as part
Ooh,
of the K
hi there.
ration. These were collections of preserved foods
Breakfast
meant for
ration type
emergencies.
K,
Things
chopped-
like
ooh, chopped
canned
ham
processed
eggs.
meat, raisins, peanut butter, pemmican, chewing gum, bouillon powder, and
Pemmican?
cigarettes, along
think
with
that's a
some candy,
type of
either
cracker
hard candy
or-
or the 2-ounce D-ration. As the war
bread?
went on, they continued to make adjustments to the original D-ration. Like if you were in the Pacific Theater, then you might get the tropical version, which did not include oat
Ooh,
flour
tropical.
and was said to be quite a bit tastier than the standard D-ration.
Oh, really?
The issue with these was that they were more subject to blooming. That's that
Yeah.
kind of white stuff that gets on the outside of Easter candy from last year, and
Oh.
the soldiers would think that it was mold, and so they kept throwing it out. So they would have to put onto the package, storage conditions may cause the surface of the bar to whiten. This does not affect the eating quality.
Does not affect
These
eating
tastier
quality.
bars remained relatively rare until very close to the end of the war. So for most soldiers, they had to rely on the D-bar to sate their sweet tooth, and even then, it didn't really work. You never got enough sugar. They gave you something called a D-bar. You were supposed to save that for when you ran out of food. It was chocolate, but it was a special kind of chocolate
comes
that they
first.
neutered so that it wasn't
They
sweet.
neutered.
It was like eating wax. One soldier named Robert W. Miller hated these bars so much that even after the war, he said that they put him off chocolate for life.
Oh,
He
no.
had a Class A ration,
How could
Class
they?
B, Class C, which was emergency ration, then Class D was emergency ration, which was a chocolate bar made out of tropical chocolate. You couldn't melt it. In order to eat it, you had to whittle it, like that. God, it was awful. It was like a rock. I could have thrown it at the enemy and killed them with it. And I lived off that for a while, I come back, I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat chocolate.
Oh, that's
Absolutely
so depressing.
But
Yeah.
while many complained about the D-ration, others loved it because it kept them alive. And that was the whole point of the D-ration, to give you something to eat when there were absolutely no alternatives.
Yeah.
Like one soldier
Oh,
said
my.
that during the Battle of the Bulge, they were pinned down for 3 days and survived off just a little bit of cheese and an emergency chocolate bar. One of the most famous survival stories of the war, one that was actually turned into a movie, features the D-ration.
Oh, really?
But it never got to live up to its full potential. See, in May 1943,
Oh, wow.
Louis Zamperini's bomber experienced mechanical issues and crashed into the ocean 850 miles south of Oahu. Only 3 of the 11 crew survived the crash, but they were able to climb aboard 2 inflatable rafts. As for provisions, between the 2 rafts, we had 6 bars of chocolate and 8 half-pint tins of water. Designed as survival food, the chocolate bars were big, divided into 6 sections.
Well, that's
he
pretty
kind of
good.
took charge and portioned out the chocolate so that each of them would get a little bit each day, and it would last for an entire week. That night, they all go to sleep, and they wake up the next morning excited to have a breakfast of this chocolate.
Somebody already ate it all?
All of it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That is because one of the 3 men, McNamara, ate all 6 bars during the night. Shockingly, they did not just throw him overboard that very moment, but that's because they expected to be rescued in just a few days.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that is not what happened. It took 47 days. 47 days of living off of rainwater and eating 2 albatrosses that they caught.
2 albatrosses?
And some fish that they caught using one of the albatrosses as bait.
Oh my God.
47 days of typhoons, constant shark attacks.
Wait, typhoons?
Almost dying from starvation, and even being strafed by a Japanese fighter. On day 33, McNamara, who had eaten all of the chocolate, actually died, and it was only on day 47 that the other 2 landed in the Marshall Islands, only to be immediately captured by the Japanese.
Oh,
they
well,
were then
that's unfortunately.
sent to a POW camp, which was almost as bad as being on the raft. And speaking of POW
Going from
camps,
bad to worse,
actually another place where people could get the D-ration.
As the POW?
Mostly it was in Europe, in the German POW camps. And while in one of those camps, Francis Flynn recalled that in the prison camp we got the equivalent of a small bowl of cabbage soup or potato soup once a day. But we used to get Red Cross parcels that were brought in once a month. There was a chocolate bar, powdered milk, crackers, cigarettes. We would take the chocolate bar, cut that up, and put that in with the powdered milk. And then take some of the powdered milk that we had left, and we'd make a little whipped cream out of it.
Oh,
and
that sounds nice.
We'd put that over the top, and it was delicious. Another prisoner recalled escaping during a forced march from one of the German POW camps with another prisoner. And the only food that they had with them was one of these D-bars. And so after a few days of starving, one of them sees some snails in like a gutter and decides, we have to eat, so let's eat these snails.
Snails?
So they did, but they were so grossed out they could not keep them down. So they said, okay, we can do this with the help of the D-bar. Let's just take a little bit of the chocolate and then pop that thing. We'll have a chocolate-covered snail.
Oh,
so I
well, you kind of make do, right?
Just how bad the D-ration really was kind of depends on the situation that you're eating
especially during that time.
If you got access to other food, then it's probably not great.
Tale.
But if you're starving and there's nothing else to eat, then it is probably the best thing that you can possibly imagine. And that's the whole point of it. To only eat when you are starving. Unfortunately, I just had lunch about 2 hours ago, so I'm not starving, so I'm not sure what I'm going to think of this World War II.
You gotta go through the full experience. You gotta like fast for a day or two before eating this chocolate.
The D-ration of World War II.
Yeah,
so
a lot more
really know,
interesting that it came out.
The best way to eat this, at least to start.
I don't want to bring the mood down. No worries, you're fine.
Break it off.
Like this. Like it comes with the territory. It should be like this sort of history should be embraced.
That's not. It is hard, but
it looks really chalky.
So it's very. You can see it's already very grainy on the inside.
A big slab. Yeah, slab. Oh, can he? Oh, he can.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I would want it to be a little sweeter, yes. But it's not super bitter. There's a good amount of sugar in there. What I don't love
contemplating
is the texture. It's very
really grainy, chalky,
sandy, but not like
like gritty.
Not horribly so.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's something off about it. The thing is, I just made these.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet that if I let it sit there for months, it might get harder.
Yeah.
And more unpalatable. So maybe I'll keep one for half a year or so and then try it again. But it's not terrible.
Yeah.
And this is what they were supposed to have used.
Yeah.
Now maybe,
so it makes
like
sense.
I said,
Yeah.
there were different companies making these, and they made them to different specifications. They all got the same specifications, but they did not make them the same. If you look at actual pictures from the time, you can tell that they are not all the same. And some of them are almost like, they're so dark brown, they're almost black, which means there's probably very little, if any, sugar in there.
Oh no, that's
so
very
those are
bitter.
gonna be really bitter, almost like eating just, pure cocoa powder, which is terrible. But what I want to do is I want to break some of this up and try to make
hot
some
cocoa.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I'll use a knife to just kind of crack some of this up and
Yes.
put it into a cup.
Oh, an
Pour some
R2D2
boiling
mug.
water over it.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
voila. This is not
Very,
a
very
food
dirty
appropriate
brown.
R2D2 mug, but it'll have to do. Let's give it a shot.
Very dirty, sort of like muddy brown.
It's actually really good. More water to chocolate. I use too much water, so it's kind of watery. But I could see that this would actually be really good because you lose the texture of the graininess.
Mm-hmm. Probably just have like the soft like sweetened sugar.
It just tastes
sweetened
like
chocolate.
Like hot chocolate. I don't know. The thing is, if you look through the quotes from the time of people talking about it, they're not all bad.
Yeah.
Some people are like, yeah, it was chocolate. It was fine. And what's interesting is my grandpa had
really?
some of these, and he told me stories growing up about at the end of the war, he was going through Germany, I want to say into Frankfurt, and he would hand out these chocolates because he didn't smoke. So they would all get cigarettes in their packs and everything, and he would trade them away.
I should buy something like that. It's a mega
Not
off-budget
for himself,
chocolate
but
Mars.
so he could give them to the,
I guess
the
so.
little kids, the little German kids, and
Aw.
I think Belgian kids at one point. And he said they absolutely loved it because, again, it's all about your situation. Is it as good as Belgian chocolate or German chocolate today? Heck no.
Of course not, yeah.
But when you're starving, when your entire country has been decimated and you're lucky to get a potato, then some mediocre chocolate is going to taste mighty fine.
It's all
Yeah, I
chocolate
used to
though,
love
and
those
still
stories.
yummy.
He would call them little Fraulines, but in his accent, little Fraulines. Anyway, yeah, that's the D-bar, the D-ration. I've wanted to make it for a long time. I am going to be doing more rations, whether I'm actually making the rations
Interesting,
or
yeah.
cooking with the rations or making something that is ration adjacent. The history that I'm going to be talking about is about the rations and about just the cooking and what the different soldiers and the different militaries were eating because they were very different. And so, yeah, over the next year, 2 years, the last one took me like 2 years to do, and I'm still not even done the Homefront series.
God.
So stick with me for the next couple years as I make my way through these videos, and I will see you next time
like
on
a
Tasting History.
different theater or different ration every year. But yeah, that was awesome. Again, it's always great learning about like chocolate. It's like one of my favorite sort of sweets. So just learning about that and like learning sort of the history to it and knowing that it is part of a ration because like you need to have like something to kind of like when going through something that brutal, maybe at least a modicum amount of joy, even if it's just like some meh chocolate will help. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of the D-bar and all that stuff in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.